survivor. And I think that actually may be part of the reason that's triggering, like with yesterday. I just couldn't do it. And so I've not been following the Diddy case at all. I just couldn't. It's if anyone has any type of SA stuff that they're dealing with, that is not a trial to watch. It is very graphic, and yeah, it's a lot. But okay. Yeah, this case is crazy. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about Karen Read. Karen Read, so okay, it's a group of police officers and Karen Read. Karen Read was dating a Boston police officer, John O'Keefe. Now, there's a lot of Johns in the story, so I'm going to try to leave some of the names out, okay? So Karen and John O'Keefe met up with, I think, 3 other couples of Boston police officers, detectives, whatever, right? They were all at a bar, chilling, hanging out at the bar. It's snowing out. Police officers drinking and driving in the snow. Anyways, don't get me started on that. But nonetheless, altercation takes place, but you don't know what it is, right? You just see in the security cam that John O'Keefe and I cannot remember the other officer, but another officer get into a heated debate, we'll say, right? Because there's no audio, so we can't tell what is happening. At the time, the officer that John O'Keefe was in a Higgins. Thank you. I was trying to get all the names down. So him and Higgins were in a altercation, right? Agree 100%. Z Martinez. Higgins' wife is outside, and Karen is outside now at this time waiting for John. For some reason, Higgins' wife asked Karen to ride home with her. She does not even know them. She had not met them before. She does not know this woman. She was like, no, I'm going to ride with John. So they all end up going back to the house. At 12:30 a.m., Karen drops John off at the house of the Albert family. Okay. It's snowing. Karen leaves there and goes back to John's house. She logs in to the Wi-Fi. He had a girlfriend or something, if that's who he was talking to. Oh, is a sister-in-law. Okay, so I may get some of the relationships and names, but you guys get the gist of what I'm trying to catch the people up that have zero clue. So she drives from what was the name of the house? It was the Albert's house, right, that it happened at? I want to make sure I do have that right. Yes, okay. Thank you, Taz. So they're at the Albert's house. It was snowing at the time, but not heavily, right? It was a very light snow. She leaves. She gets back to John's house at 12:36 a.m. because her phone automatically logs into the Wi-Fi. Well, and if you put in how long it takes in there, it takes 5 to 7 minutes depending on the weather. And some of those like little things, you guys, let's not nitpick, because I just want to try to get the people who have no clue what's going on, who are guessing. Then we can dig into, because this will probably be a multiple day thing, right? Then we can dig into the semantics of how much it was snowing then, or where, all those good things, right? So Karen dropped him off. She was gone. She left. She was not there again. Drove into the parking lot, dropped him off, and went home. Okay? But then she woke up hours later and she realized that John wasn't home. So she calls him many times and she's like cussing him out, like, where the fuck are you at? Like, why aren't you home? Blah, blah, blah. She's pissed. As any woman would be, right? Finally, she gets back in the car and she drives back over to the house to find out where he is, and sees his body laying in the front yard. Now, I'm confused on this, so if somebody can help me with this. How did Karen and Jen end up out there working on him together? I've missed this piece myself. I've tried to watch as many, the trial, the video and stuff. Does anybody know how, I think it was Jen that was working on him, right? The one that took the shoes off to go in the house. Oh, Karen called Jen. You guys they're the best. Okay. Okay, she called Carrie and Jen picked up. So now this is important. So he's in the snow. At this point now it's blizzard-like material. Blizzard-like weather. There's a lot of snow out there, okay? Karen says she sees a piece of clear glass sticking out of his head. She pulls it out and it starts bleeding, which tells you at that time, which I think was like 6:30ish, he's alive, right? Because if you have passed, your body will not continue to bleed. He was also gurgling at that time. Okay, so he is alive at around 6:30ish. I think it's been 5:30, 6:30, something like that. Karen, now mind you, they are at that, hi Christina, they're at the house of a police officer who is a first responder who is well trained to deal with these situations, and his wife and his dog who is a German Shepherd, a huge German Shepherd, okay? So Karen is frantic and she's trying to get help. They're trying to work on John, who's in the yard. They go running in the house to get help. Karen, hold up. No, this is a real instant. This is a real case that's happening right now. She's like, hold on, is this the game we're playing? No, this is the real case. I just checked. The game will be here like towards the end of the month. Yeah, they're on their second trial. She had a hung jury the first time. They're on their second trial. They didn't go into the house at all. Nobody woke up, but it just came out in this trial. Now, I do not remember hearing this at all in the first trial. In this trial, they made a point to say Karen took her, I'm sorry, not Karen. Karen ran into the house and did not take her shoes off. But why did Jen take her shoes off? Because she knows it's a no-shoe household. So why would she take her shoes off? Why, in an emergency situation, why would she take her shoes off? Why, in an emergency situation, why would Jen take the time to then take her shoes off? So at some time and point, they did go into the house, because that was a big thing that just happened just a few days ago in the trial. They went on for a long time. Miranda, I agree with you 100%, especially since after the trial, and I grasp they can't do it after the trial, but after the trial, the entire jury came out and said that she was not guilty, that they fully believe she was not guilty. It was semantics. It's wordplay. If you've been on a jury before, you know when you get in there and you read all of the wording, especially if you're trained like certain people are like trained, like me, I'm trained to like look at every single word, right? And so a few times when I was on a jury, I would get holed up on a certain word, which is why the defense this time tried to get certain charges taken out. Oh, that was John's house the next day. Okay. Got you. Thank you. Well, I would never, well, first of all, I would never spread misinformation. I'm giving a brief synopsis. Pardon, Mom? I'm giving a brief synopsis of the people who aren't from here that don't have any idea of what this case is. So I'm not giving every single detail right now. Okay, anyhow. So, by chance, do you run a channel on YouTube? I do not. I have a channel on YT that's the same name as this. I do. Okay. All right. Oh, that's funny. I'm curious now. I'll have to look it up. Send me the name. Okay, anyways, let me focus. Where was I at? Leftover, you just reached level 16. Congratulations, love. My nose. Okay. I forgot where I was at now. Hello, love. Woohoo. Be right back. Okay. Oh, the Karen never went to the house. Okay. So anyhow, the ambulance comes, whatever, they're working on him. Now, Jen says at this time, she says, hi, Queen, I'm good, love. I'm not fully moved in yet. I'm like half and half, so I'm getting there. But love it, love it, love it. It's beautiful. Anyways, Jen has now said that Karen told her to, now I can't remember exactly what it was. You know you are good, love. What did Karen say that she told her? Not Karen, Jen. What did Jen say that Karen told her to do to the police? Because Jen looked up at like 2:30 a.m. or so. Jen looked up house, H-O-S, long to die in cold. Yeah, house long to die in cold. So she misspelled house and how, H-O-W, and put H-O-S. Then deleted that search. And then there was another search too that had something to do with that. So anyways, so they're looking at stuff, right? They're Googling and Jen's like looking at stuff. This is the other thing. And to me, again, I'm an animal lover. So to me, this is like a huge red flag. They had that dog, a huge German Shepherd. They had that dog for 7 years. That dog's never been seen again since that night. No, you guys were here when I showed his arm the other night, right? Or do you want me to show it again? Oh, my pencil went off. I'll show it one more time. Because then, the new footage just came out today of her coming back. Okay, you guys all did see it? Okay, I don't need to do that. Well, today, the video was pulled up and shown today in the trial of video of Karen coming back. Now, this is why this is important. Okay. What they're trying to say, when I say they, the police officers, all of them, right? They are trying to say John never made it into the house. He never once came into the house. That Karen backed into him because of the snow, and he fell when he was hit by the car, and he just laid out there for 6 hours. Now, mind you, other people left in between 12:30 and 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. Other people came and gone. Nobody saw the body. A snowplower came by that they didn't know about at the time. They didn't know about him at the first trial either. There was no body on the ground outside. And then I guess somebody saw a crack in her taillight. And so I think that they kind of put 2 and 2 together. Aha, we can frame it on her saying he never came in the house and jumped her. Well, today in the trial, oh shit, this is 43 minutes long. Hold on. I'm going to fast forward it because there is they've been calling it a money shot. I would agree. There is a footage of, oh, here we go, of her coming back, or her leaving John's house, sorry. And her tail light is fully intact. Okay, hold on. Calm down. Stop. I'll make sure you guys can hear it. Where the fuck is the... Oh, here it is. Girl. Couldn't even find the dang thingy. Yeah, she hit John's car on the way out. Can you guys see that okay? Now they're gonna stop here in a second. So her tail light is fully intact. This is when she's headed back to their house. It is fully intact. Yes, there is a crack there. There is a crack, but it's intact. What it looks like now is half of this is off. Oh, it's actually on this side. Half of this is off, and it's broken into pieces and was shattered or spread around where his body was found. The glass from her taillight was not found at the same time as his body, which I find odd because it's red. But the clear glass in the snow was. When John left the bar, he had a clear glass in his hand. Now, I don't know who gets to leave out of a bar with a glass, but nonetheless, he did. He did. They found the clear glass, which to me would be very difficult to find in snow, and red glass should be very easy to find in snow, in my opinion. But who am I? Right, Stacey, I'm like, weird. They found the snow or the red glass the next day. But see, now the Sally Port, there was so much manipulation. One of the officers that was there holds an office at their police station, right? Right. Don't get me started on the Solo cups. We're talking about the Karen Reed case. So one of the officers that was there that night has an office at that police station, right? So he goes in there. Well, they originally deleted or got rid of somehow the Sally Port camera when it came in. And it shows also that the light is fully intact. A little bit later on, the light is no longer fully intact. So it's intact when it gets there, but not intact after it's been there. And then miraculously, this red glass is just found over there. Again, my mind cannot get past the dang dog. Where's the dog? Where's the dog? And the autopsy has come back as unconclusive. Blunt force trauma, non-conclusive. Yeah, I love the fact Jen went into the house, no dog barking, but was supposed to be in their bedroom. Yeah, and actually went into bed, knocked on the door, went into the bedroom and said, "Hey, John's laying in the yard." The dog apparently not with. Same as his phone, right? Same office. Is it the same officer who got rid of the dog who also got rid of his phone and took out the SD card, broke it up, took his phone, put it in another bag, drove to the military base and threw his phone and his SD card in the garbage? But we're all on the up and up. Well, this is a thing. So with that, Stacey, so she said the dog never barked either when all of the chaos was going on. Oh, you mean outside? Right. Now, I don't know exactly what happened. I believe he did enter the house, and I believe that there was definitely a confrontation. Now, there was another officer that had marks on all of his knuckles. There was another kid, Colin. His name was Colin, right? He was a local Diet Coke seller, if you will. Like if you're looking for a certain name on your Diet Coke, right? In that neighborhood, Colin would be the one to get it to you if you're picking up what I'm putting down. We're talking about the Karen Reed trial of. So apparently Colin had been talking in the neighborhood that he had it out for John because John was on to him about his deliverance of Diet Coke to the friendly neighbors, right? So he was there as well. But none of the officers ever mentioned that he was in the house. That didn't come out again until, I believe, the second trial. Now, they're now in the midst of the second trial. Why are they leaving out? They're like, nah, just forgot about it. Just didn't think it was important. Police officers who were trained to remember the smallest detail in the height of the biggest emergencies, right? All the stuff that they deal with, they are trained to remember the smallest thing, right? Height, hair length, hair texture, color, what they're wearing, what kind of shoes they have, all of that stuff. You don't remember who was in your house? Well, let's make that make sense, because it doesn't make not damn near a sense of me. Thank you, Riley. Melanie, that's a good question too. I have a theory on that, but I will keep my theory to myself until after the trial. But if you know what my theory is, then you know. It's his girlfriend that's on trial. Yes. They basically, in my opinion, this is only my opinion. Mama, my honey, where have you been? You cheating bastard. I saw him kissing on some other chicks on here. I did. I saw him. I thought he was better than the rest of them. Cheating bastard. Yeah. They didn't do anything with the officers, Melanie. Nothing. They did absolutely nothing. One of their best friends, who was the detective, basically cleared up the entire case and was going through John O'Keefe's phone, who is the deceased, and texted him back and said, I didn't find any NUDES of that WHORE. I'm sorry. What does that have to do with, what would those type of pictures have to do with whatever the situation is that happened? He called her a see you next Tuesday. He was like trying to find something else. It is crazy, the text messages that went on between the detective, the one that he says he solved this whole thing in 15 hours. He had no other suspects. It was guilty. It was Karen. She was just guilty. Karen has an alibi of the entire time. She was logged into the Wi-Fi 6 minutes after she left him. It always cracks me up when this guy Jamal invites me to co-host. I know it's not my son Jamal, but it just cracks me up because it's a Jamal. Yeah, blame it on the girl. All of us have careers. But mind you, now at this time, I believe haven't on the Karen retrial. Well, honey, stick around. We'll answer your questions for you. They have all either retired, resigned, or been fired. Or is there one still working? I feel like all of them are no longer on the force. You guys can answer in the chat because you guys are smarter than me. Yeah. Yuri is still working. Wait, Proctor is still working? I thought for sure Proctor was the one that got fired. No, I know one of them is living up. One of them is living. Oh, yeah. I knew Proctor got fired. He's the only one, but somebody else. I think somebody else resigned. Yeah, Proctor was the lead investigator, so he was the one that was sending the pictures. Of course, love. I can't just. That's just not me to just sit and talk about a bunch of young adults messing up their life. Let's talk about real stuff. And he's desk duty. Yeah, I think almost all of them got changed to some way. Thank you so much, my 4 sons. Oh, it's him that lives. I knew somebody lived in Maine, and he looks so different. Yeah. Anyways, there is. Listen, Brie, I learned that from this case. I'd never even heard of Canton, Massachusetts before. And now I realize every place has a very corrupt force. No, they're in the midst of their second trial. Prosecution is doing their, still in the midst of their case in chief. They're like 3 weeks in. Yeah, I've been trying to keep up with the, oh, you live close? We're Top Peaches, we're talking about the Karen Read trial. Oh my God, look at those cute. I can't remember. Why is every cat that pops up gray? I miss Hope so much. Thank you so much, love. Retired September 24. He gets pension. $7,200 a month. Ain't that some shit right there? You guys. Hi, people are garbage. This blows my mind. No, I do not think she's guilty at all. Absolutely not. I did not know that. You guys, imagine that. Just picture this. Mind you, this has been going on for what, 2 years, 3 years now? Karen has been spending all of her money, living on the edge, practically, facing life in prison for something that I feel like it's clear. I would love to talk to somebody who thinks that she is guilty, but nonetheless. But the person's house that it happened in, that did nothing to help the situation, that city is continuing to pay him $7,200 a month for the rest of his life. Ain't that some shit? But then she got defense. They fight it, but didn't think they'd fight like this. Absolutely. I did My Four Sons. I did do one. It actually has like almost 5 million views. I will do another one because so much more is going on with them, but I did. No search there. Didn't. Literally, you guys, the officers who investigated never entered the house. A house that a murder took place at. They never went into the house. Where does that happen at? Not one time did they ever go into that house. I'm so glad you're on the... Of course. I'm kerfuckled with people who think that she would be guilty. Again, especially I feel like the evidence that came out today or yesterday when it came out of her taillight coming back is fully intact. That was the only evidence they had that she hit him was the fact that her car, that tail light was damaged. It wasn't damaged on her way back. So what is it now? They were at one of the Boston police officer's house. John Albert, I believe is his name. It's crazy. Yeah, that guy was not hit by a car. Multiple people investigating. Yeah, to me, the marks are so... John O'Keefe, thank you. John O'Keefe is the one who passed, yes. And then Albert is the one whose house it was at. Absolutely, yep, they damaged it in the Sally Port. Yeah, Brian Albert. I cannot keep all the names straight. I'll have to write them all down. I do the same thing, remember, for when I was doing Brie and 2K's things, and I kept getting the things messed up. The marks on his arms to me were very clear. How would taillights from a bump, right? How would taillights go all the way up his one taillight? Go all the way up his arm like that? It just doesn't make any sense. How is it not double jeopardy if found? Because she wasn't found not guilty. It was a hung jury. It wasn't until after the after the trial, then how the jury members can go out and speak. So, of course, since it's such a huge trial, right? Because an officer was found unalived at another officer's house where 3 other officers were all hanging out. So and they all worked for the same department. So obviously, you know, it got a lot of coverage. So everybody wanted to interview them, and so they all came out and said that they didn't think she was guilty, but they got held up on the wording on some of the lesser charges. That was it. They said that they didn't think she was guilty of unaliving him at all. Yes, Brian Albert, he was on the show for cops. A lot of people. Wait, he was on a show. Wait, what show? For cops, a lot. People are scared of him. There also would have been different damage. Right. Now, they did show today. I saw well, I don't know if it was today. Really? I didn't know that. Was it the one, what was it, Live PD? That one? Was on a cop show. Huh. Now, they did show today. Well, I don't know if it was today, but I watched it today. Where there was bruising on his right outer leg. Right? And so that's why the prosecution was trying to say, well, all of the damage, all of the, you know, what they're calling the dog bites, but all the marks are on his right leg, and all of the damage is on his right leg. And so if she hit to him, it'd be on her right leg. If you get in a fight, you'd have bruising absolutely everywhere. Well, not if it was a setup. Not if it was a setup. Yeah. If you Google Brian Allen, okay. Thank you, love. I will do it. Oh, it is, yeah, incredible could be. Hi, yo, mama. Yeah, it is such an interesting case. And let me tell you, the defense attorney, chef's kiss. He is so spicy. He is, are you torn? Okay, Florida Tea, what makes you not calling out? Because I'm just curious on what other people see that makes them think, oh, AJ is the best. Like the things that he says. What just a couple things that make you think that potentially it could be her? Oh, I'm sure they will. I can't see this being a hung trial. Okay, and then, but what if it is a hung trial again? How many can they just like keep doing this until they get a? That's crazy. Yeah, it's gonna be. And she was there that morning and said he was beat up. No doubt when police asked. Yeah. Did a member of the family get a job at the police force? I don't think so. That's crazy, as long as the Commonwealth wants to. I haven't paid enough attention to give my honest opinion yet. I need to catch up. And that's fair. I definitely think they will. I think they'll get a verdict this time. Oh wait. Also, why would anyone else off him? And she was so mad. Well, she was mad that night because her boyfriend didn't come home, right? I think as a woman, I think any of us are men. But I think some of the reasons why, one, hit John O'Keefe and one of the officers, I can't remember the name, got into an altercation at the bar before they even went home. But I think it's more, I don't really necessarily think it was one of the officers. I think it was the Colin kid. They left Colin out of the entire first trial, right? They did, but it was only video. There was no sound, so you couldn't tell what they were arguing about, but it was heated. But Colin is a kid who he sells Diet Coke, if you know what I'm saying, to the residents of the neighborhood, and John O'Keefe was on to him. Well, Colin is related to or friends with Albert. So Colin was there at the house that night. Now, and had marks, but they never mentioned Colin being in the house until this second trial. But with that, But would also they had an altercation with him too. Well, she didn't really have an altercation with him. She was mad at him because he didn't come home. They were on good terms when they left. I will say though, I truly don't think, yes, he's Albert's nephew. I knew there was relation. I don't think it was intentional. I do not think that the intent was for that to happen. I think it went too far. I think Colin was there. He knew that O'Keefe was getting ready to catch him for delivering Diet Coke to the residents, and he was facing a lot of time, and I think that altercation went too far, and then they did nothing to help him. But at this time, they're like, okay, well, this fight happened in my house. I have to, cover it up somehow. And that's when they started looking house long to die in cold. Like, why would they even look that up? What would be the purpose of that? And he was still alive when Karen got there. So I don't know, it'll be very interesting. Yeah, Flirty, you know what? I agree with you. I don't think we will absolutely ever know what happened. I do think, though, that the video footage today showing that the only reason they even were able to say that she hit him, yeah, the dog lived there until that day. The dog left that night, too. The dog was never to be seen again. And mind you, that was a very expensive family dog that had been there for 7 or 8 years. But anyways, so today, I don't know if you saw this, Florida team. The only reason why they were even able to put that on him, or on Karen, was because of the cracked taillight. Yes. Well, today, they showed the footage of her taillight when she's coming back to get John, or to check on John at the house or whatever. Her taillight is fully intact. Her taillight is fully intact when it goes into the Sally port. The officers broke it at the Sally port. So, yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. It is a mess. It is all over. YT, Court TV covers it. Emily D. Baker, especially if you don't know a lot about the law and the law language and how all of that stuff. Yeah, here, I'll show you. I showed it earlier. I'll show you. It just came out today. They didn't show this in the first trial.
I think it shows two things. That one, that they're drinking their
So this is her backing up, and this is when she actually cracks her thing, because she bumped into John's car. So this is her leaving at 5:30, and look, her taillight is fully intact. Both of them, but this is the one that later was broken. It is fully intact. And again, the detective, no officers, nobody ever went into that house to look to see if there was any disturbance anywhere. Was there any red stuff, found anywhere? Anything. They never asked about the guy who had the scabs on all of his, right knuckle. Never asked any of those questions. And again, never even knew Colin was in the house when they knew O'Keefe was onto him for distributing Diet Coke. But, absolutely nothing. And again, if you were a pet lover, and again, that was an expensive dog. That wasn't just, not saying, please don't take this the wrong way. Not saying if it was just a runt or whatever that it would be, or a mixed breed dog, that it'd be okay. But that was a very expensive dog that family had for 7 to 8 years. Those marks on his arm, to me, look like dog bites. The dog just left. The dog's just gone. The dog's never been seen again. Not only is the dog gone, but he also stated that because he got caught up on the stand, the first trial too, that his phone just disappeared that day. He took his SIM card out. He admitted he took his SIM card out and he broke it and put his phone in a different one. and drove out to the military base and threw his, hi love, how are you, Mo? Threw his phone and the broken SIM card in the trash at the military base the day garbage picked up was going to be. Yeah, there's just so many things that are just so crazy. How could they collect snow under him if it didn't snow until the morning? It did snow a little bit before him, or before. So he was dropped off at 12:30 a.m. It was lightly snowing. It wasn't like really, there wasn't a lot of snow. At 3, I think it was 3:30, a snow plow drove down through, get my words together. A snow plow plowed their street at 3:30. His body was not there at 3:30 a.m. But it was at 5:30 or 6:30, whatever time she came back. They said it was grass under when they moved him. I don't know. I don't remember hearing that. But I think that would be natural too, because he was still alive. So his body was giving off heat. He was alive when Karen got there in the morning at 5:30. So that would make sense to me too. Even if it was snowing, it would make sense to me if your body weight and heat is laying there, that snow under you would melt. If you were laying there for, I think he was probably only there an hour or two, but yeah. He probably wasn't put out there till after 3:30 in the morning. That's for sure. He had grass stains on his jeans. Oh, I didn't know that, Tasha. That's interesting. Right, if he was already there laying, he wouldn't have as much snow under him. Yeah, but you guys have to remember, he was alive at 5:30 or 6. I can't remember if it was 5:30 or 6:30 when they got there in the morning. He was alive, which means his body's putting off heat. If you lay in the snow, your body's going to melt the snow. Let's remember, multiple people examined the body, said this was not from a car. Right. I'm interested to see. Me too. Yeah, I've not thought she was guilty. They really tried to play on those phone calls. Listen, any woman in here, yeah, no frostbite, no nothing, but he was supposedly out there for 6 hours. Bullshit. No. And again, he was still alive. Like, come on. His body temperature wasn't even that bad. If any woman has been married, been in a serious relationship, and your husband has not come home, you dropped him off at 12:30, and he has not come home, and you have not called and cussed him out, come on. I know I've done it. You little dirty dog motherfucker. That didn't mean I was gonna off his ass, right? Especially when Jen was like, oh, she said, oh, I hit him. Well, if she really thought that, then why on earth would she be calling and be mad? But then the calls go like they typically do. They went from pissed to scared. John, where are you? Why are you not answering? What is going on? Are you okay? Like, they went from, you dirty dog, bastard, blah, 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 right to, John, where are you? I'm coming over there. What is going on? Are you okay? But that's the natural progression, you know. They didn't find tail light fragments till absolutely. And that, to me, that's like, I don't even understand how we even got to the point of being able to prosecute her when that was the only evidence. But they didn't find that till days later, and now there's evidence to show that her taillight was perfectly fine when she left, and it was perfectly fine when it went into the Sally port. So how would it have got broken? And what officer or detective or whatever uses Solo cups and one brown paper bag to collect evidence? Come on, that's just crazy. We're talking about the Karen Read trial, love. So where did the light get broken at? If at 5:30, it got broke. In my opinion, it got broken in the Sally port. It was a setup. Because actually, the Sally port evidence, if in the first video, in the first trial, there was no Sally port videos at all. because they had skipped the time. So the defense ended up going back this time, was able to recover the deleted time of when they took her car into the Sally Port. And when they pulled it in, her light was fully intact when it went into the Sally Port. And one of the officers that has an office there went into the office at 1:30, 2:30, and was doing a bunch of stuff there at the office. 3 a.m. to watch that whole show. You, Florida T, I just love you. Yeah, a lot of new evidence is coming out this second trial. Yeah, it is really, really interesting. Don't forget, all of a sudden we got new videos of the pics not showing. Yeah, like I said, a lot of new evidence, a lot of new pictures, phone calls, text messages. There's a lot of new stuff coming out on this trial. I think both sides last time thought it was so cut and dry that they just didn't do as much. Where this time they're doing the trials very different. Ooh, Sarah says, okay, I've changed my opinion. So what is your opinion now, Sarah? Yeah, I just believe that. And again, the detective. She definitely has she does have a great team attorney. The detective that was doing this said he had the entire case solved in 15 hours, but these were the text messages he was sending to the police officers, right? Was, I didn't find no NUDES of that WHORE. Why are we saying that if we're looking for, you're supposed to be looking for evidence in the phone, but you're looking for naughty pics? And then he called her a see you next Tuesday. He was like, no evidence on that BITCH yet. We'll find it though. He was making it known, in my opinion. Yeah, in my opinion, he was making it known. We'll get evidence on it, don't worry. And then also, you guys, they had calls. Okay, let's back up a little bit. So Jen, right? If you guys watch, in my opinion, if you guys don't watch only piece of the trial, that if you're gonna watch, make sure to watch Jen's at least her cross-examination, because it's chef's kiss. It is so good. But anyways, there was the FBI shows up to Jen's house to talk to her. She says, who is it? She says, the FBI. She says, I need 10 minutes. I haven't brushed my teeth. What? If the FBI shows up at my house, I'm not like, oh God, I haven't brushed my teeth. I need 10 minutes. But in that 10 minutes, did she brush her teeth? No. But she made multiple phone calls. Matter of fact, she called the four of the individuals, I believe the 4 individuals that were involved in the cover-up, right, of whatever it is that they did. She called the 4 individuals, including her husband, so her husband could come home. And she called them. Then 10 minutes later or so, she lets them in, and the husband ended up coming home, and she stops the interview, says she doesn't need to talk. Now, that is 100% her right to do so. Okay, that is 100% her right to do so. But if you weren't going to talk to them, why the 10 minutes? Why did you need 10 minutes to brush your teeth to say, I'm not going to talk to you? But one of the calls went to, one of those calls went to the prosecuting attorney office to say, hey, did you send the FBI here? They said no. So she knew then that the FBI was sent by the defense team, so they were going to question her. They didn't have their story all lined up yet. That's why she said she did not want to talk to them. Not only that, she then lied and said that she'd only made 1 call, and that was to her husband. So she lied about the other 3 calls, and then said, oh, I just forgot. I just forgot. Same thing in the night when Karen came and she ended up finding John in the grass, and she called 911. Before she called 911, she made 2 other phone calls. She said, well, I just forgot about them. They weren't important. Because they tried to delete them out of their phone, thinking that was going to help. How about not one of them went to Officer O'Keefe's? Right? You know what I find amazing, you guys? Is at least in the first trial, I haven't noticed this trial because I usually watch it like at nighttime when I'm going to bed. But John O'Keefe's family is on they're against Karen. Who was the guy that testified yesterday and the day before? I think they were, I'm not 100% sure who you're talking about. I know, I don't know about yesterday and the day before. They were, why am I blanking? Yeah. They were some type of, expert, thank you, expert witness is what I was trying to think of. Thank you, Stacy. Oh, I'm gonna have to work extra hard to find a Diet Coke with STACEY. Something about bites. Oh, was it about the dog bites? Oh my God, you guys, I about died today. The guy that's on 17 years to get his bachelor's degree, but put on there he got it. He's like, oh, that's an expected date. Honey, it is a mess. A mess. I listen to it every night when I go to bed. Being retired is so great. I can stay up late and listen to it. Yeah. But first of all, why did the prosecution even call him to the trial? How did he even pass? No. I don't know about everywhere. I know whenever I've been to court for any of my people that I'm not the social worker for. Anyways, let me stop being petty. Sometimes I have to be a petty Betty. And there's an expert witness that goes up. The first thing they say, obviously, besides obviously their name and what do you do? The next question they ask is, tell us about your background, your schooling. Where do you start? They list off every single school, degree, absolutely everything. And some of them have years and like they have a lot of fucking degrees. And you sit and you listen to every single degree. How did this guy get up on the stand and end up only having an associate's degree that didn't really relate, and he's 17 years in and still doesn't have his bachelor's degree, and he got accepted as an expert witness? Is the court system corrupt too? I'm trying to figure out how that even happened. I need to go back. I want to go back because I listened to his testimony, but I need to go back to the beginning because I'm like, that doesn't make sense. How was he even? I don't know. I mean, the medical examiner said John wasn't hit by a car. Right. Literally, Taz. Like, I look at those things. The medical examiner said he was not hit by a car. The light is fully intact when she got back to see him and when the car pulled into the Sally Port. What other evidence do we have? And her phone was logged into his Wi-Fi from 6:36 a.m. until she left and arrived at the Albert's house 6 minutes later. I just don't grasp what they even have to hold her. When the then the attorneys usually had all their school. Yeah. Where? Whose socks? Is he part of the sock gang? That's weird though, because even she said her light was broken. Well, it was. In that video that I just showed, it was cracked though. It wasn't broken, it was cracked. If you see, she's like backing up real slowly to go, and this is to go to his house. Or sorry, to go back to the Albert's house to find him. She backs up really slowly, she bumps it, she taps his car. And there was a crack in it, in her light, but it wasn't broken into pieces. It just got cracked, yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. And I wonder too, was she really the first one that said she hit him, or did somebody else put that thought in her head and then she was like, oh my god, I did. Did I? Wait, did I hit him? Did I hit him? Yeah, you can see that. Yeah, you can see, barely see his tire. I mean, she's backing up so slow. But you can see the tire move. And you can almost like, you see the hesitation of like, did I just hit something or not? Because it was so subtle. Barb, I'm right there with you. I think Jen put that in her head. Jen met her out there, and I think she put that thought in his head is, oh my god, he never came in the house. We didn't even know you dropped him off. He never came in the house that night. He must have been laying out here this whole time. Oh, you have a crack in your thing. Did you hit him by chance? You know, that's kind of what I think. But again, that's only my opinion. I don't know. That is no facts. They were blaming the snowplow before Karen got framed. Well, see, they didn't know that the snowplow, because one of the officers that's there, the one that has the office at the Canton place, he has a snowplow. So they didn't even know, apparently, that the snowplow drove by at 3:30 a.m. And then he went and plowed, I guess. Hi, Leanne. So, anyways, there is so much information, you guys. This will take, we'll have to talk about this a couple times a week. So we can keep up. Higgins, yes. Also, what's weird, though, is she said he did go in the house, but then said she didn't know. Right. I think when you are completely panic stricken and you see the person that you love laying in the snow dying, I think you may think you see a lot of things. She saw him go in. They did this channel right here that I'm watching. Hold on. What's the name of this show? Stop it. What the heck is the name of the show? It's on Court TV. Oh, VIP. It's called VIP on Court TV. Anyways, on YT. It has a panel of all professionals, whether detectives, officers, attorneys, whatever. And half believe she's guilty, half believe she's innocent. And they're the ones that are breaking down all of these different things. And they're giving you like the highlights of the trial. So if you don't have 8 hours a day to listen to the entire trial, because it can get monotonous, it's really, really good. Oh, it's Vinny, Politician Investigates. So VIP on Court TV. So if any of you guys want to watch this, this is great. This gives you a great synopsis in under an hour. It's usually about 45 minutes long. They televise it live. It is great. I kept thinking, what if the snowplow hit him? See, now I was thinking that at first, but no. He said, and he has cameras on his thing. The body was not there. If they thought he would, I think that they originally were going to try to blame it on the snowplow, but then they said that the snowplow didn't come through, and then the defense found him. The defense team is amazing. I cannot wait to see. You guys told me before what it is. What is it? She paid to have this thing done, like completely reenact a whole thing, and it's called something. It's like a SKOR or something. I cannot think of the name of it. I cannot wait till the freaking prosecution rests so the defense can lay into it and get it done. And just hit it home. I mean, this poor woman, her whole life has been flipped upside down. It's been an absolute mess, I tell you. Hi, Leslie. That's a great question, Madison. I have no idea how they're able to do a trial in that same small-ass town with the corrupt police officers and whatnot that they have. I love. Very interesting. Absolutely should have 100% been moved to a different city. Absolutely. I think that just lays into the continued corruptness. What they didn't expect is so many people to support her. If you guys watch the trial and you guys watch when she walks out and whatnot, she has so much support. There is hundreds of people out there that are supporting Karen, and it's really amazing. I think that's the only thing right now that's keeping her going. There's a lot of lawyers watching this case and judges. Absolutely. And that's what gets me when people come on me and tell me how I could be how I'm not a social worker, because I come on, I give my opinion on people who put all their information out here. Look at all the attorneys and judges and police officers and whatnot that every day give their opinions on all of these cases. I'm so glad that they do, because it gives us a totally different insight. There's this one lady, I just happened to stumble across her page. I wish I would have. Leon, congratulations. Reach level 11. Thank you so much, love. I so appreciate all of your guys' support. You guys have no idea. Absolutely, Barb. But anyway, so this lady, her husband is a trauma ER doctor. And he's just cooking or doing whatever, and she just randomly puts the phone up and starts asking him questions. And he's like, oh, okay. And he's going into it, and he's like, are you recording me? But he went into the whole thing about the dog bite. And he's like, right. She didn't tell him anything about it. She just showed this picture. She's like, if this person presented into the hospital, what would you think? First thing it says is dog bites. Interlaterally, you got the canine here, you got this here, it's go down, yada, yada, yada. If you want a good watch on this case, check out J. Megan. She has... Thank you, love. I will do that, Portia. I screenshot of that so I can watch that. I can't remember what the FBI said. I don't think that Jen and them and the Alberts, I don't think they ever cooperated with the FBI. So I'll be interested to see. Those people in town should be terrified for themselves. Right? Absolutely. Oh, yeah. It's not that hard and went off on the... Wait, what? Then the judge said it's not that hard and went off on the... Wait, what did Madison say? Oh, I'm such a nosy bitch. Look at me. In your guys' comments. But I must know. Oh, there she go. I'm hella confused because you have to prove without reasonable doubt, and that is not evidence. Yeah, there's even a slightest bit of doubt, and... Yeah. Okay, so even if the dog did bite him, what they... Wait. So even if the dog did bite him, what they actually saying? The dog did this and took him outside. They're not saying anything. They're literally saying, we don't know. They don't even know what happened to the dog. The dog's just gone. I don't know where the dog is. So weird. Dog's just gone that night. I don't know. They're saying nothing. And again, nobody even went in the house. They did nothing. Yeah, I can't get past the dog thing. I legitimately cannot get past the dog thing. The dog took off with the phone. Well, finally, Portia, he finally admitted that he took his SD card out. He broke the SD card, took the phone, drove to the military base, and dropped it into the garbage can the day that garbage picked up. So he did say that. And they're like, why? He's like, oh, I don't know. No reason why. Like, can you imagine, you guys, if we were, like, just us lame people, right? We're considered lame people, right, in one of these situations. Can you imagine if we went on trial and be like, oh yeah, I took my SD card out and broke it, and took my phone and trashed it and threw it drove all the way to the military base and just dumped it into the garbage can on pickup day. Yeah, I did that. Why? I don't know. Oh, okay, next question. What? Absolutely not. No one does that with their phones if they... Exactly. But see, he was the only one that they were not able to get any information on. Nobody else did that. They tried to delete stuff, but even when you delete stuff, they can go back. That's how they were able to get all the calls. They still ended up getting his messages because they got them from the other 3 people, because they had a 4-person group chat. So each time one of the like FBI or the police or whoever would reach out to them, they'd be like, hey, this is what they asked me, this is what I said, blah blah blah, and all that went back and forth. Right, Portia. Yeah, we're getting held in contempt if we're not answering the questions. Absolutely not. No, you sit in jail when you think about it. But they're like, oh, okay. Not one phone, but other detective did the same the day before court was served paper. Really? Barb, I just asked that question earlier. I'm like, I wonder, if it's a hung jury again. I don't think it's going to be this time, but I didn't think it would have been last time. But I do think the way that they've both tried the case this time is very different. And so I was wondering how long, if it's a hung jury again, what are they going to do then? They said they're just going to keep going. They must just have a shit ton of money to just waste out there. They really want to protect their cops. Yeah. I keep saying subscribing or expiring in 48 hours. I'm like, what is it's subscriptions? I was like, what? I really hope it's not guilty. I do too. I think only 2 thought guilty out of the 10. I couldn't remember. I do remember watching them on Good Morning America and a couple other shows last time. And they said that none of them thought that she was guilty. But they did get held up on some of the words in some of the lesser charges. They got held up on the words. And so that's why they had said they couldn't come to an agreement. I'm praying she gets found not guilty and they figure out what... I do too. I think at this point, though, it is they'll never find out. They're never going to find out what happened, unfortunately. And it really sucks for John's family because they are siding with the people who actually did this, in my opinion, and not Karen. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what it was. And again, I mentioned this the other day when I was on a jury trial. And again, it was for child abuse. Just happened to be on, when you get called in for jury duty, it's always for 2 weeks. Well, my daughter had a nationals gymnastics meet in Florida. So I'm like, I'll definitely get out. I show up on day 1. They're like, can you do 2 weeks? I'm like, nope, sorry. Look, here's my plane tickets. My daughter has nationals in Florida. They're like, no worries. We'll put you in for for 1 week, just for a short trial. I'm like, shit. Anyways, so on the second day, I finally get called up. It's a child abuse. I'm like, I am out of here. No way they're selecting me for a child abuse case. No way. I was still working for the state at this time. They selected me. And yay, asked the pup mom, I have missed you, love. And I will tell you, even I got held up. I was surprised we deliberated for, I think it was like 6 hours we deliberated. And it made no sense because the dad admitted to beating his son. He admitted to being mad and sitting at home and drinking excessively. And he admitted to punching him closed fist in the mouth, which in this state is child abuse. And he busted his lip, a kid needed stitches, yada, yada, yada. So he was found guilty of that charge. But it was the premeditated charge. They wanted to get him for premeditation. So they were trying to get him on that time that he was sitting at home for hours and all of the drinking. And saying that the whole time he was just sitting there just stewing and thinking about what he was going to do to him, right? But there was words in there that we were really hung up on. It was literally just a few words. And we were hung up for 6 hours on deliberating on that just by words. So I do kind of grasp where they're coming from, only because I've been there, because they're very wordy and it can be confusing. And again, you're playing with somebody's life, you know. I did jury duty for first degree and premeditated. We were also hung up. Yeah, it's the word. I'm telling you, it is the wording that's in there. Going back, when we were done, case was closed, and we had to go back to deliberate, I was like, easy peasy, right? We got this. I felt guilty on the assault because A, he admitted it on the stand. B, he admitted it to the police officer, and the police officer testified, so he admitted it to him, and the son came up and admitted it. So that was easy. But the premeditated, I was like, no, there's no way we can verify that that's what he was thinking about. There's absolutely no way that you can, you know, that we can show that. But then there was, I can't remember what the wording was. But anyways, that wording is very, it made me think totally different on how people have hung juries or how they can come up with different trials, because I was like, there's no way that he was premeditated. And then when I was reading, we were reading through the things, I'm like, maybe he was. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, we ended up finding him not guilty on that, but Princess Hannah, so do you think she's guilty? I feel horrible about that, Lisa, that she's had to put her entire life on hold on this, and the amount of money for the thing that they're having to do. I don't know why I could never remember the 4 letters. But they're, to recreate everything, right? The whole scenario cost like $100,000 she had to pay for. Oh, thank you. Pup Mom, you're so sweet. I really want to hear from Princess Hannah. I really want to talk to somebody that feels the other way. I just have a sick feeling she's going to be appealing. I hope I'm wrong. What do you mean that she's going to appeal? Oh, yeah, if she's found guilty. Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah. She should appeal. Especially to me, you know, now that the only very least that I got, and that's why I so want to know. I do have a few towns over. Oh, okay. I so want to know from people who think that she's guilty, because I feel like the only evidence that they really had was the the broken tail light, and the tail light being found at the scene. But now that the verification has come out that the tail light was fully intact all the way to the Sally Port, which means the only way it could have got broke is if somebody inside of the police department broke it and took it back there. I so want to know what other evidence there is. We're talking about the Karen retrial, love. Have you heard of the Oregon Mom Code? Oh my gosh. 2 flowers. I have been asked so many times to look into that case, and I can't. I've tried many times. It gives me really bad, I don't know if it's PTSD, but it gives me, I guess it would be PTSD. It gives me really bad PTSD. I couldn't figure out why every time I looked into her case, I could watch about 5 to 10 minutes before I'd have really severe anxiety. But I pushed myself to watch a little bit more, like thinking it would go away. And then it clicked. She reminds me of a client that I had a long time ago. I can't go into details about it. Same case, that child is no longer with us, and it's killing me that I can't watch her case. It's not a case. I'm so stuck in my social worker mind. It's not a case. But that child needs help. And I wish there was something I can do to help it, but I have to protect my mental too. I think about all, every sense of people came in and asked me the first time, and I watched that little bit. It is absolutely, it's breaking my heart. Yeah. Let's see. I think she deals with CPS constantly. I cannot figure it out. I cannot figure out why. I don't know why other family members have not stepped in. The way she talks to the child in the few videos I've been able to watch is absolutely terrible. They live like off grid. It is absolutely terrible. I have no idea. I legitimately have no idea. I mean, I guess, right? He has a roof over his head, whatever. So I do grasp that, but there's so much more to it than that. It's the verbal, mental, physical abuse that he's going through. They're called subliminal locks. And it really is a horrible situation. I just really struggle, and I've just kind of, especially now that I'm retired, I'm really trying to get to the point of I will help however I can and watch cases, and give advice and whatever. But if something, kind of like with the Day trial, how that triggers my essay, I can't watch it. I have to protect my mental, and so far subliminal locks is the only one that has done it to me, and it is really bad. So if any of you guys are interested, if you guys could look into them, I know they have YT. I don't even know if they're on TikTok. I've never seen them on TikTok. I know they're on YT, but if you guys could look into them, watch them, provide me information that way, that would be good. She looks just like the mom before. The similarities are so absolutely uncanny of a case I had many years ago, and it's very triggering. I have seen the kid and dad locally, different kid than you. Oh my gosh, it's sad. They're just another random people that just put all of their information out online. I have no idea why people who treat their kids so absolutely horribly just put all of their information out online. It blows my mind. Again, I've only been able to watch probably in totality maybe 45 minutes, and it's horrible. You guys think that what's her name? Gabby from the Drama Twins. You guys think Gabby's bad? This lady has her beat by a mile. Yeah. It is terrible. It is really bad, you guys. And I just, yeah, I think that's bad. I went down the you can bring me down rabbit hole. What? Oh my gosh. Oh, you can't bring me down? Oh Lord. Well, we'll bring her down. She only feeds him eggs. It's rough. Yeah. Yeah, if you guys could, the more people that can look into her, it's called subliminal locks, I would so appreciate it. Again, I've had people reach out to me so many times and ask me, and I've really tried, and I feel horrible because I've not been able to, but sometimes I have to draw a line on my mental health. But I can't help it. Every time it comes up, I can't help but to think, but what if I'm trying to guard my mental health and something happens to him? Then it's, so it's playing that. Daniela, like, what is the deal, you guys, with these moms? Yeah, I don't do Reddit. I've never understood Reddit. To me, I know a lot of people love Reddit. I don't grasp Reddit. I can never find anything over there. I tried to go one time. It's just a bunch of people with their names aren't up there. There's no picture. So to me, I just kind of feel like it's a bunch of, little keyboard warriors that want to just talk crap and whatever for absolutely no reason. So I don't do Reddit, but Two Flowers, I wish I could tell you. Good night, Mama, Deb. I'll see you tomorrow, love. Barb, I will never understand either. So I can't understand why people have kids and are horrible pieces of shit to them, use them. I don't know. It's just like the, what's her name? What's the name of the girl? She just had her third baby. She has a 2-year-old, a 1-year-old, and an infant. None of them speak. It's all drama, nausea or something. They should not, Norel, thank you. They should not have their kids. They absolutely 100% should not have their kids. I don't care if all that stuff is jokes and pranks and whatever. Those kids are being raised in a home of constant yelling and turmoil and whatnot. Oh, I was like, what is my daughter saying? Right, don't have kids if you cannot take care of them. Absolutely. It just doesn't make sense. See, that's not be careful what I say because my kids are always watching. I have been wanting to ask you if you think Brie and Santos are pregnant. Well, I'm not in their bedroom, so I don't know. Just joking. I don't think so. I think that they play it all for money and views. But again, like I said, I'm not there, so I don't know. There is a possibility she could. Who knows whose baby it'd be. I think that would be the absolute worst. I don't know if it would be the worst thing she could do. It will greatly affect her custody battle. Just saying. But yeah, if you're, the whole thing with people will always come at me about Nerali and Young Lo. Oh, it's all just skits. It's skits. The kids don't grasp that that's skits. Do you realize that not one of their kids speak? Tay's daughter, who's in here, just turned 2. That girl speaks great. She can have a whole conversation with you. Their kids don't hold their head up, won't look at the camera, say cheese. Jordan's 11 months old. Today I had her dressed so cute, and I'm like, say cheese, and she instantly puts her head up, she's like, cheese, at 11 months old. Their kids don't do that. It blows my mind because they're so focused on what they're doing online, they're not paying attention to their kids. My grandkids and my kids are smart because we are always at their level. There is very rarely time that they just have, at a very young age, just have independent play. As they get older, obviously. Nerali and Young Lo's. Unless they started, I don't know. The last I've heard, I've never heard them speak, and I've got a lot of information that they don't talk. So I don't know. But they live in a very horrible living condition. And I don't believe when the CPS, remember when CPS showed up that one time, that wasn't real. I definitely don't believe that was real. I believe that was another set. Thank you, love. Oh, that's right. You guys don't forget to send me your daily heart me's if you have not done so, please. Yeah, Portia. Yeah, that rabbit hole is a mess. I found them when I first started, right? And remember when I first started, well, I don't know if you guys do, but when I first started, and I said, if there's anyone else you guys want my opinion on, let me know. You guys were sending me all sorts of names, and that's how I found them. And I was like, what the hell? Why are people just putting this stuff up? She's always shaving her head, doing her lipstick like this, cutting off her eyebrows, dyeing. First of all, that fertility doctor needs to be looked into as well. That's an issue. Doctors need to stop. It's not healthy to have babies every single year. It's one thing if we do it naturally. Anyways, that's just too much. And again, they don't it's a lot. Oh, my baby's crying. You guys all must have subscribed at the same time. I seen a video recently where the one having the baby was getting what? Who? Oh, is that with Nerali and Young Lo as well? All of it skits. All of that is skits. But again, putting themselves in those situations. Terrible. If that's who you're talking about. Yeah, the one with the face tattoos that has Young Lo tattooed here and here and here. Yeah, she said she got jumped when she was pregnant. Yeah, it was a skit. It didn't happen. Then she came on, she used the filter. There's a filter on TikTok that has like a black eye filter. She used filter and makeup. She didn't get jumped. Yeah. It's all a money grab. And then they come on and they never have their comments on. You can only comment if you subscribe. Well, like my subscription is like, I don't know, like $2 or something. Theirs is like $24.99 a month. Which you can get Netflix for cheaper than that. Okay? And then not only that, they'll be like, oh, okay, well, you broke bitches, if you guys can't afford that, then I'll drop it down to $14.99, but you got 15 minutes. You guys better go in 15. Like, it's just crazy. And then she makes them send so many galaxies before she'll say anything, and then she never does it. Like, the whole thing just absolutely drives me insane. It is not often that I say that people just should not have their children. They just should not have their children. That's what Bummo said. I came out a good damn learn about everybody. Once you see it, you will see. It is all, and I don't grasp. I think one of the things that terrifies me is I know they have a younger viewing audience. First of all, I don't know how their parents are okay in approving. Kaylee, hi love. How they are approving and okay with just them sending that amount of money. Because you have to send galaxies in order to even be acknowledged, and you have to be a sub. And at one point, for her gender reveal, to be a part of her gender reveal party, she was charging $49.99 a month. She never did a gender reveal. Well, I think she did one and said it was a girl. It wasn't. It was a boy. Everything is a lie and a setup. It's all a money grab. I could never feel okay with myself doing that. I am Kaylee. How are you, love? We were just talking about the Karen Read case. We dove into that to try to get everyone caught up, and then we'll go in a little more. Now we're just going through all of the other locos on here. We're talking about the right now, Norali and Young Lo's, who I was just talking about. Listen, Portia, for me, with them, everything that comes out of their mouth is fake or a lie. Just like I feel like with Bree. If Bree says it, it's not true. Till I see it on a court document or I hear it from 2K, it ain't real. Nick is a very sad case. I was really hoping he was going to get better. I mean, Graceland wasn't a great place, but at least he was away from Mariah. They're very, very toxic together, and I thought things were going to go better. And then I saw a video today. He's back with Mariah, and police were banging down the door, and he's getting kicked out again. Listen, I found that once you get a habit, you know what I'm saying, the habit, it's hard to break, and it's just, oh my God, Portia, you were the third person that said that. I need to watch it. I gotta watch it. The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I need to watch it. Sonia, honey, sit, listen, love, save yourself. Don't even go searching, because I'm telling you, it is absolutely, it's horrible. It is horrible. The skits that they do, she takes her kids and goes out and she'll be big pregnant with the next one, has her hair all crazy colors, lipstick like literally like this around her mouth, yelling and screaming and acting like she's gotten a fight at the middle of the grocery store. I mean, honey, it is a mess. Don't even oh no, Kassam, is everything okay? I hope baby is fine. And don't you worry, honey, that is first love. I can't watch Nick, but I guess that is, yeah, see, it's Portia, it's like some of us, when we have those connections in certain ways, it's like we just can't watch. Yeah, I don't know. He was live today and yesterday, said only he is such a victim. Oh wait, who are we talking about? What did Kaylee say? Oh yeah, the whole Graceland thing is a mess. First of all, you can't, how do you own a recovery center when you and your wife are not in recovery? That doesn't make no sense to me. Oh, well, there's many. You must be talking about Resilient Jenkins. Wait a minute now. Is it true that they announced that her ego is prego again? I hope not. Yeah, that's a sad situation, but oh, are they separating out, honey? I don't know. I had to stop watching them. I couldn't because I just felt like they were using all of those people for money. As soon as he learned that he could get gifts and he could get views and whatever from... Now, they do a lot of live streaming. You don't get paid for live streaming unless you get gifts. Now, on their videos, they get paid for views. But what they do is they take their live and they break it up into segment, like into whatever 10-minute segments are the good pieces, and they load them up. They put them on their page to get their views, right? And a lot of people, they do different things. Would have Nick come in to do whatever his goofiness is to get gifts. Yeah, Patrick gives me very weird vibes. Yeah. Oh wait, what's Sarah do? I must see. Congratulations, Sarah, that is amazing. Oh, you guys completed 3rd stage club victory is unlocked. I love that. And the very next comment is with 11 years clean in June. Good job. I don't know if they are separated or not. They should be. That whole thing of, Patrick wanting to film the child. Again, I'm against kids being on the internet just because I know of the AI software that's out there. I've seen it. And he wanted to use the baby as a cash cow, and she said absolutely not. My fans did not remind me of nothing because I don't have fans. I have family, TikTok. So quit telling me to do that. I hate that TikTok does that. So, anyway, okay, who else? You hit a button? You can hit any button you want, love. No, I just get these ding-dong reminders of... Oh, wait, did you hit a button to remind me that? I've been trying to figure out... Shelby! I've been trying to figure out why I just randomly will get this thing that says, your fans reminded you to complete the set heart me goal live. And I'm like, no one complete, because I don't set subscription goals. I don't set live goals, nothing. I want you guys to come in here and hang out. Oh, you did. Okay, so it is a button. Okay, listen, I've been cussing out TikTok this whole time. I'm so glad you told me. I thought that was just a way of TikTok to get me to try to tell people to gift me, which I don't like to do. I'm trying to avoid watching people that live stream their lives. Yeah, absolutely. Dang, a lot of you guys subscribed at the same time. That's like the 10th one I've got that's expiring. I must have had a good live a month ago. You never made fun of how... You've made fun of how they're... I do. It's so funny. I didn't know that there was a button that you could push that says that. That's absolutely hilarious. 19 years. Congratulations. Congratulations on everybody and your sobriety. I absolutely love it. You will always get lots of love and support over here from the Sock Gang. Hey, Ashley. How are you, love? Oh, time for Cassidy. Oh, Tajane, are you still here, my darling? I just finished Sarah. Now I'm moving on to Cassidy. Tay, are you still here? She's the one that bought my sodas. Hey, Chastity, you're at work. Oh, okay. I'll be quiet. Keep me on low. Jackie, thank you, love. You extended for 6 months. Danielle, I'm on it. Listen, I'm going to find all the Sock fam. Find all their names. I'm going to keep them. I had, well, besides Tajane, obviously, I think I found a Tay. But I had all my... Oh, no, it wasn't. I was at a 3-on-3 basketball tournament in Portland. And they had a Coke machine, and I had all 4 of my kids' names made. My brother threw them away when... He threw all of my other belongings away when my mother passed. That's another story for another time. So, oh, I gotta go, baby. Just woke up. All right, love. Have a good night. I will see you tomorrow, Renee. Yes. All right, guys. Well, if you guys don't have anything else we can talk about, we can finish up and wrap up, and we can come in tonight. I can't find my son's name nowhere. Ooh. Yeah, so you're like me, Caden, Cameron, Kyrie. Yeah, because I think it's mainly because of the way that they're spelled. It's the same with me. Now, I am finding this year, I'm not finding any like regular names. Of course. See, what's your question? I'm finding a lot of, that's why we love ya. I am not all moved yet. I'm still working on Kyrie. I feel like Kyrie should be easy, especially this year. Again, I'm finding a lot of very unique, beautiful names this year. I'm still halfway, but it's been nice. I've been able to move slowly, and I bring a load home, and I get everything all put away. So I'm not living in clutter. I don't have boxes all stacked up, so it's really nice. Oh, wait a minute. Tajane, are you in here? Did you bring me my car back? Tay? Hello? Are you bringing me my car back? I forgot she had my car. Okay, I'll see if I can find a Kyrie. Oh, 2 Kyries. Okay, but Kasam, yours is spelled Kyrie. My first son's, yours is Kyrie. I'm on it, guys. My daughter-in-law had another surgery today, so I have the babies. Oh no, I hope everything's okay. Oh my gosh. Can you by law force her into a hospital even if she's an adult? That is such a sad, scary situation. Oh, did she get admitted? Listen. I forgot. She brought me Diet Coke. I was like, okay, take it. I don't care. I'm good. I ain't going nowhere. She really does need help. Can she be forced to be admitted? No. Not without a judge signing off stating she needs to be admitted. Unfortunately, I truly feel that her body at this point is completely shutting down and rejecting absolutely anything, including water she's trying to put in her system. She's very hard to watch. I mean, for a lot of things, I don't understand. She's not one that I watch. I mean, obviously she's popped up a lot recently. The only thing I can think of, maybe, is because her mom is, I don't know if allowed it is the right word, but I don't know why. But if I was her mom, I would definitely be going to the courthouse to get an injunction to get her admitted to be evaluated. She needs to get some help, and I'm terrified it's too late. Hello, my 4 sons. Over here, there are no dumb questions. So you specialize in kids with ADHD, ODD, etc. No. I don't. I don't really specialize in anything. I do like all like family type social work. I found my passion in working with, they call them, it's funny that they call them youth, but it's 16 to 24. That's considered youth. Even though you catch a charge and you're an adult. But nonetheless, my passion has been working with 16 to 24-year-olds who are justice involved. That has been what I've absolutely loved to do. Now, I have somebody close to me that has ADHD and ODD that I worked with a lot as a child. They kind of only would listen to me. So that's why I just had some info on that. Isn't it crazy that I try to argue with the courts, this is considered a youth program, right? We work with youth, but they're all getting charged as adults. I truly feel like in the justice system, right, when we're talking about jail, prison, whatnot, they should have a system set up for like 12 to 15. maybe 16. 17 to 24, like an intermediate. And then you don't go to the adult prison until 25 and up. Sending 17, 18, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds to a main prison is crazy to me. You're not even fully developed. So there should be 3. There should be a juvenile, an intermediate, and an adult. In my state, I'm working really hard with the city council to try to do that, as well as here, when there's a no contact order, a restraining order put on, if there's any kids involved, the kids do not even need to be in the situation. Let's just say baby mom gets mad at whatever, or let's just say there was really an incident and the baby mom files for a restraining order. We automatically put a 5-year no contact order for the children against the father. For what? He did nothing to the children, but now we're just taking children out of their life for 5 years. For what? So, anyways, those are things I'm working on. I went to jail straight from juvie when I turned 18. Yeah. It makes no sense to me. Absolutely no sense. Especially when, again, it's the federal government and Department of Justice and Department of Labor that creates these grants, right, to help with our youth. And they're most of them are 16, 24. My program was 18 and 24, and they're considered youth grants, not adult. But you go to prison, it's 18. So, crazy. I don't know. Crazy, crazy. All right, love bugs. Tonight was so much fun. I so appreciate you guys all. What I'll try to do is I will add this. Shut up. Paris, hello, my love. Happy 34th birthday, tomorrow, Terry. Make sure you come in tomorrow so we can all tell you happy mother chucking birthday. How are you, Paris? You came in right at the end, love. Sorry, I wasn't really active today, but I was there. You are just fine. Thank you for everything you do. Oh, you guys are the best. Yes, come in tomorrow. We gotta tell you happy birthday. I love you guys all so much. I'm scared it's going to get worse with all of the... Oh, 100%. 100% it's going to get worse. Absolutely. Listen, I'm retired, but I'm not out of it. I still work very closely with city council in the makers out in my city. I'm still going to continue to help my population. So anyways, I will be on tomorrow. You guys have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow. Sleep good. Everybody get caught up on the Karen Read case. Remember, go to Court TV and watch the VIP show. It gives you a brief summary. It's 45 minutes, brief summary, and then you can get caught up so you don't have to watch the whole 8 hours. All right, good night.